These are the 10 most dangerous places in the United States. Have you ever felt that tingling sensation down your spine when walking alone at night? Or perhaps that subtle whisper of fear when passing through unfamiliar streets? We all have, and it's even worse when it's in a place you're living. The United States is mostly known for many cool places like New York, Texas, Alaska, and others, but unfortunately, some of these places have high crime rates, making them dangerous. Most crimes committed in these places include homicides, robberies, and assaults. Let's look at the 10 most dangerous places in the United States. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more eye-opening travel content. Saginaw, Michigan. Kicking off with a small city in Michigan called Saginaw. Saginaw is mostly known as one of the best regions when it comes to agriculture and manufacturing of auto parts in the United States. But apart from that, crime rate in Saginaw is higher than the United States average across all communities from the largest to the smallest. And according to FBI's crime data, Saginaw is one of the dangerous communities in America. The city has a crime rate that is higher than 60% of the cities in Michigan. The city has a crime rate of 4,169 per 100,000 residents, which is 79.39% higher when compared to the national average, which is one of the highest in the United States. The crimes are said to be as a result of the high poverty rate in the city. Saginaw is among the top 20th poorest cities in the United States. Stockton, California. Moving on to the next on the list, Stockton City. When it comes to agriculture in the United States, Stockton City is one of the best regions. But now, Stockton is known as one of the most dangerous places in the United States. Although it has a relatively small population of around 320,000 people, it has a crime rate of 4,259 crimes per 100,000 residents. If you don't know how ridiculous that is, it means that it is 81.5% higher than the rest of the United States and 65% higher than the rest of California. Stockton went bankrupt in 2012 because of the 2008 world financial crisis that saw a massive drop in property value and high unemployment rates. This has led to the rising crime rates in the city. Kansas City, Missouri. 8th place on the list is the largest city in the state of Missouri, Kansas City. Kansas City is known for its barbecue, jazz heritage, fountains, and even museums like the American Jazz Museum, the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum, and the Nelson Atkins Museum of Art, with over 40,000 works of art from ancient to contemporary collections. Despite all these, Kansas City has become one of the most dangerous places in the United States. If you have ever heard of the word kill a city, yeah, it's Kansas City they are referring to. The city recorded a rising crime rate with 1,724 violent cases per 100,000 people in 2019. Kansas City had a record in 2020 with 182 killings, more than the previous record of 155 homicides in 2017, according to the data tracked by the Star. In 2021, 157 people were killed, and in 2022, the number rose to 171 killings. Towards the end of 2023, 176 people were already killed in the homicides in Kansas City. The South Blue Valley is the most dangerous neighborhood in the Kansas City, Missouri area. Although the Kansas City Police Department has been working to reduce the crime rate in the city, it is one you should be careful when visiting. Oakland, California. Moving to the next on the list, Oakland. Oakland is a city with an incredible cultural scene, good foods, and some of the best arts you will see. But on the other hand, it's one of the most dangerous places in the United States. Oakland City, with its population of 433,031 people, has struggled with high crime rates for many years. According to a headline by San Francisco news station ABC 7 News, data shows certain violent crimes are rising in Oakland as city nears full year without police chief. In 2023, there were 6,516 violent crimes in Oakland. That means 1,521 per 100,000 people, which is 311.3% higher than the national average. Most crimes committed in the city include homicides, shootings, and robberies. According to a report by CNN, robberies grew 38% last year in Oakland, according to police data. Burglaries increased 23%. Motor vehicle theft jumped 44%. Roughly 1 of every 30 Oakland residents had a car stolen last year. These crimes have not only impacted the victims directly involved, but it has instilled fear among the people living in the city. Little Rock, Arkansas. Moving on to the capital of Arkansas City, Little Rock. Little Rock has some historic sites, like the National Historic Site, Historic Arkansas Museum, Old State House Museum, Mount Holly Cemetery, and MacArthur Museum of Military History. Little Rock is the city with one of the highest violent crime rates in America. The city has a population of over 200,000 people, and it is the most dangerous city in Arkansas. In fact, more than 99% of the communities have a lower crime rate than Little Rock. The city has a crime rate that is 209% higher than the rest of the country, with 7,182 crimes per 100,000 residents. Police officers in Pulaski County of Little Rock have investigated up to 119 deaths as homicides in 2022, which was more than the previous years of at least 22 years. The most dangerous places in the city are South End, Oak Forest, and Stevens. Albuquerque, New Mexico. Halfway through the list, we have Albuquerque. Albuquerque is the most populous place in New Mexico. You might be wondering why the name sounds Spanish. Let me explain. Albuquerque was founded as a Spanish colony in 1706, but became part of the United States in the mid-19th century. The city was mostly known for its museums, casinos, and Spanish cuisines. Unfortunately, it's now known for its high crime rate, making it one of the most dangerous places in the United States. In 2023, the violent crime rate in the city was 6,356 crimes per 100,000 people. This is 75.6% higher than the state average and 170.9% higher than the national average. The numbers have been increasing since 2019 to 2023, with the homicide rate rising nearly by 19%. Most of the high levels of crime in Albuquerque are said to be because of homelessness and financial hardship, with an estimated 15.5% of the metro area population living below the poverty line. Baltimore, Maryland. Next on the list is Baltimore. Baltimore is the most populous city in Maryland, with over 585,708 people as of 2020. Apart from its beautiful museums and being known as the birthplace of the United States national anthem, Baltimore is one of the most dangerous places in America due to its increasing number of homicides every year. In 2022, there were 9,498 cases of violent crime and 18,370 cases of property crime recorded in Baltimore. This means the chance of a person living in the city becoming a victim is 1 in 17. In 2023, they recorded a drop in homicides of almost 21%, but this year, new report reveals Baltimore crime rates rising by nearly 80% in some neighborhoods. The most dangerous neighborhoods in the city are Fells Point, Penn North, Bel Air Edison, Hampton, and Little Italy. Most of the violent crimes are drug-related because of the city's proximity to major drug trafficking routes and its history of drug addiction. Sometimes rival drug gangs often clash over territory and control, which results in shootings and homicides. St. Louis, Missouri. Moving on to the third place on the list, St. Louis. St. Louis is known for its iconic Gateway Arch that was built in the 1960s and architectural structures. But behind the Gateway Arch is one of the most dangerous places in the United States. According to an electronic security company, Pass Security, St. Louis is one of the most dangerous cities in the U.S. with the highest murder rate. St. Louis is mostly known for gun violence and the youth's involvement in criminal activities. The crime rate in St. Louis is 87 per 1,000 people. This means that there is one's chance of becoming a victim of either violent or property crime here is 1 in 11. St. Louis had a record of 2,082.29 violent crimes per 100,000 people in 2019, and even worse in 2020 during the pandemic, with the rate hitting a 50-year high. Although the homicides rate is down by nearly 22% in 2023, it is still one of the most dangerous cities in the United States. Memphis, Tennessee. Now let's move on to the city of Memphis. According to Statista, a popular statistics website, Memphis City is one of the most dangerous places in the United States of America. This has been proven to be correct through the Memphis Shelby Crime Commission, who said that Memphis saw its highest crime rate in history in 2023, and even FedEx had to put out a reward for the capture of the criminals. In 2022, over 2,420 violent crimes per 100,000 people living in the city were reported. And in 2023, the overall crime rate was 19,962.1 crimes per 100,000 residents, including 397 homicides. The last time the rate got near that high was in 2006, when the city had 47,000 more residents. This is mainly because of the gangs present in the city. There are approximately 182 gangs in Memphis, with over 8,400 gang members. The violent crime rate is 652% higher than the national average, and residents have a 1 in 40 chance of falling victim to a violent crime. The most dangerous part of the city are areas like downtown Parkway Village, Oak Haven, and Whitehaven. These areas have seen a series of deadliest violent incidents, including the abduction and murder of a kindergarten teacher and several shooting rampages. Detroit, Michigan. And finally, number 1 on the list is Detroit. Detroit is nicknamed as the automobile capital of the world, and it has over 600,000 people with different ethnic backgrounds, including Italians, English, German, Polish, Irish, Mexican, Middle Eastern, African, and Greek living in the city. Despite being known for its automobile industries, Detroit has long been associated with high rates of violent crime. Detroit recorded over 13,500 violent crimes in 2018, which was higher than cities with double its population. In 2022, the number of recorded crimes in Detroit had risen up to 14,430 violent crimes, including 309 homicides. This means that the chance of being the victim of a violent crime is 1 in 44 in 2022. Most of the crimes committed were homicides, robberies, and aggravated assaults. Although the city of Detroit finished 2023 with 252 homicides, the fewest recorded since 1966. The city also saw a 16% reduction in non-fatal shootings and a 34% reduction in carjackings. The city's economic struggles and population decline has contributed to the rise in criminal activities. And there you have it, the 10 most dangerous places in the United States, including popular states like California. But this doesn't mean that everywhere in the places mentioned in the list are dangerous. Some neighborhoods are peaceful, while some are dangerous. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more mind-bending travel content.